As a standalone product, SAM operations can be visualized with the following flowchart. Using UDP, TCP, SNMP, scripting, and WMI calls to your environment and application servers, SAM provides real-time feedback about applications and trends through statistics stored in the Orion database. Installed as a module in your family of SolarWinds products, SAM can be visualized further in this flowchart. A system engineer monitoring the web console waits for pull data from monitored applications. The database sends requested data on the module engine. The module engine schedules SAM polls and job requests. The Orion server, where your primary polling engine or an additional polling engine will request performance data based on defined monitors and target responses on monitored nodes. The statistical data is returned by monitored applications, and the module engine writes statistics to and requests statistical data from the Orion database. The last poll time statistics and state requested are displayed on the web console. Deployment. Similar to any SolarWinds product that directly integrate with the Orion platform, you can simply download the product by heading over to the customer portal of SolarWinds. Click on Downloads and select any product that you need to download. Similar to any SolarWinds product that directly integrate with the Orion platform, you can download Server and Application Monitor if you head over to the customer portal of SolarWinds, click on Downloads, and look for Systems Management. You should be able to download a free trial of Server and Application Monitor if you would like to use it for a 30-day trial period. Simply click on the Online Installer if you need to install SAM on an online server, or there is an option to install this as an offline installer for servers that doesn't have any active internet connection. When you click on Download, it will download the Falcon installer, which includes all of the SolarWinds products that you can install. Once you have downloaded the installer, open it and it will ask you to either install a lightweight installation of the Orion platform together with Server and Application Monitor, a standard installation, or add a scalability engine. The differences between a lightweight installation and a standard installation is that lightweight installation installs SQL Server Express together with the installation of the Orion platform and SAM, while the standard installation requires you to have a standard SQL Server that is licensed. And once you pick the standard installation, you can use this with production environments. Lightweight installation is meant only for test environments. Simply click on Next, and it will ask you for which products you would like to install. You can choose Server and Application Monitor, and you can also choose any additional products that would install together with your Server and Application Monitor. Click on Next. The Orion Log Viewer prompts you if you would like to install this as an add-on feature together with your Orion platform. You can opt to install the Orion Log Viewer together with your Server and Application Monitor, and by installing the Orion Log Viewer, you will have the opportunity to use a trial version of your log analyzer. Simply click on More Info. Either confirm or cancel on the Orion Log Viewer installation. Click on Next. The installation will give you a report as to what needs to be updated, what needs to be fixed before finishing the install of the Orion platform together with your Server and Application Monitor. Click on Next. Put a check mark on the End User License Agreement box and click on Next. The installation will proceed as normal. Once you have completed the installation and configured the database that your Server and Application Monitor will have to connect to or store its data, then you are now ready to use the product. There are two types of licensing available for SAM: a node-based licensing and a component-based licensing. A node-based SAM licensing governs the number of managed nodes in your environment. You can monitor an unlimited number of component monitors and application monitors on each managed node. A managed node is any entity from which data is extracted directly via the Orion Platform polling method, such as SNMP, ICMP, WMI, agents, or API. Data pulled through these polling methods populate SAM features such as App Insight, templates, component monitors, hardware health monitoring, and more. The licensing structure is the same regardless of the polling method. Typically, a node is a server, but can also be a VM, a hypervisor, Nutanix cluster, external node, or external service. For example, if you monitor a VM directly, it counts as a managed node. If you get performance data via the parent hypervisor, individual VMs on the hypervisor do not count as managed nodes. With a node-based licensing, you can add an additional polling engine that doesn't require an extra license. By distributing polling away from the main polling engine, you can improve your monitoring capacity, boost the Orion web console's performance, and help ensure high availability. For more information about this, please attend our Orion Platform Scalability class with regards to additional polling engines. A component-based SAM license determines how many assigned component monitors you are allowed. Each component monitor consumes one license. A typical application monitor, also called an application, consumes around 15 to 25 component monitors, while App Insight applications consumes a flat rate of either 30 or 50 licenses each. SAM features such as API pollers also consume licenses. For example, Windows Scheduled Task Monitor consumes 5 licenses for each monitored Windows server. Asset Inventory Data Collection does not consume SAM licenses. You can use as many component monitors as needed as long as the number of assigned component monitors doesn't exceed the license count. If you exceed a license limit, component monitors beyond the limit are not activated, and their statuses change to not licensed. Either disable assigned component monitors to reduce license consumption or upgrade your license. This also applies to API polar metrics. To determine your SAM license and to access the SAM license summary in your web console, follow these steps. Click Settings, All Settings on your Orion web console. Under Product Specific Settings, click on SAM Settings. Look for License Summary. Under the License Summary section, click on SAM License Summary. Your SAM license summary will be displayed on the screen. SAM Management Tools. SAM provides a management widget that directs links to node management actions for the viewed node. We'll discuss each of these items in detail. For this particular example, let's head over to the Orion demo website of SolarWinds. Pick one of the Windows nodes available on the Orion demo. Under the Management section of the Node Details, this is where we get to see all of those SAM management tools ready for us to use. First, let's look at Real-Time Process Explorer. The Real-Time Process Explorer displays monitored and unmonitored processes for WMI and SNMP monitored nodes directly into Server and Application Monitor. The advantage of the Real-Time Process Explorer is you no longer need to physically or remotely log into a computer and run the Task Manager to retrieve the machine's vital statistics. You can pick any of the processes currently running on this Windows server and click on Start Monitoring and Process, or you can start polling for this particular process. Let's click on Service Control Manager. The Service Control Manager is like the Real-Time Process Explorer, except you use it to manage the services of monitored Windows nodes instead of processes. The advantage of enabling this feature is you don't have to physically or remotely log into a Windows computer to view and control its services. The status and services appear directly in SAM via the Service Control Manager. Real-Time Event Log Viewer. View Windows event logs in real time using the WMI protocol with the Real-Time Event Log Viewer. Event logs can be filtered by log type, event source, and level of severity. The Orion Web Console provides a quick way to remotely access SSH-accessible nodes. With a click, you can open a remote connection using the assigned polling engine as the point of origin to the destination server, Linux host, switch, router, firewall, or other SSH-capable system. Performance Analyzer. With complex networks consisting of cloud, hybrid IT virtualization, storage, area networks, and so on, multifaceted IT issues can be difficult to pinpoint and diagnose. When an issue surfaces, for example, a badly performing application or server, the investigation can take significant time to locate the core issue. The problem could be in storage, network connectivity, user access, or a mix of resources and configurations. The following displayed on the screen is an example to show how to identify a root cause for a Windows server. In this scenario, the application performance has degraded to the point where users encounter slower responses and access. With Performance Analyzer, you can locate the following metrics that is not readily accessible. You can look for I/O latency write, I/O latency read, IOPS total, or throughput total. This information gives your network and system administrators a direction for further investigating and resolving latency issues on the Windows server that you're currently monitoring. To resolve, they can relocate resources or move the high consumption application to another location. The project saves as a dashboard with the selected metrics and the set of data and time range. When saved, the URL becomes a shareable link. You can copy and share the link to the saved dashboard in the tickets or emails sent by the system. You can send this to network administrators or the product owners. They can access the link to review the gathered data and troubleshoot. They need to have Orion login rights before they could access the URL that you are going to share for the PerfStack project you have saved. In order for a user or group of users to have those SAM management tools available for them, this needs to be configured under their account. In this particular example, let's head over to Windows Group and pick one of the groups that would be responsible for application monitoring. Click on Edit. Scroll down at the bottom of the page and look for Server and Application Monitor Settings. Click the arrow beside it, and this is where you could provide a Real-Time Process Explorer, Service Control Manager, and Real-Time Event Log Viewer if that person or group of persons needs access for Real-Time Process Explorer, Service Control Manager, and Real-Time Event Log Viewer. Also, the level of privilege that they will have for Real-Time Process Explorer can be configured to either do not allow, view only, or full control. For Service Control Manager, it's either a yes or a no, but you need to provide another set of permission, such as allow service action rights for the Service Control Manager. For the Real-Time Event Log Viewer, you can click on yes or no to provide this particular menu for a user or a group of users, and also additional permissions to allow nodes to be rebooted by clicking yes or no. You can also configure the SAM user role by providing either a user role or an admin role. Working with SAM templates. SAM includes over 250 out-of-the-box application monitor templates covering a wide range of common applications. You can assign to nodes and begin using immediately to track changes in your IT environment with this 250 out-of-the-box application monitor templates. These templates are comprised of codes and scripts you can customize for individual nodes or group of nodes. You can configure thresholds and alerts for monitored values when polling occurs. Scripts automatically gather data and reports are shown within the Orion Web Console. Each template includes one or more component monitors designed to monitor a server, an application, or process. You can assign these pre-built templates to nodes to create application monitors and specific to the node. An application monitor template is a group of component monitors modeling the total availability and performance level of an application. A complicated application such as Windows Server may require dozens of component monitors to accurately assess its current status and performance. Instead of creating component monitors one by one for every application server, you can assign a pre-made template available here in the Manage Application Monitor templates. A template is only a blueprint and doesn't perform any monitoring on its own. Only after assigning the template to a server node are active assigned components monitors and created. Component monitors are the building blocks of SAM. Each monitors the status and performance of a different aspect of an application. There are several types of component monitors, each containing settings to define what is monitored and how to monitor it. Some have prerequisites, configuration, and credential requirements for target systems. As an analogy, pretend SolarWinds SAM is monitoring a car. You would have component monitors to check tire pressure, engine RPM, water temperature, battery voltage, and other important subsystems of the vehicle. You can set alerts to give notification if the water gets too hot or if the battery voltage drops too low. To continue with the car analogy, pretend you want to monitor a fleet of 50 2010 Toyota Vios automobiles. Instead of defining the component monitors for 50 cars, you can define all the component monitors on all Toyota Vios as a template. Understanding the application template and template relationship. If you make a change at the template level, application based on the template are affected. Conversely, if you make a change on the application level only, individual application is affected. This inheritance relationship is beneficial. If you need to make several changes, for example, instead of making one change to 100 applications and therefore 100 changes needs to be made, you can change a template and change will be inherited to 100 applications based on that template. The difference between an assigned application monitor and a template is the template is only a blueprint and does not perform monitoring on its own. Only after assigning the template to a server node does SolarWinds SAM conduct any actual monitoring on the node. SAM thresholds. Thresholds are markers to indicate certain values are reached. Many component monitors used in SAM templates and application monitors have thresholds you can adjust and set as trigger points. For example, if monitoring CPU usage, a critical threshold set at 90% would be typical, you can use this threshold as a trigger for SAM to send you an email alert when a critical status threshold is breached. If thresholds are set too low, you'll receive frequent alerts. If it's set too high, problems can occur without your knowledge. Orion Platform products provide two threshold levels, either critical or warning. A value crossing a warning threshold appears yellow, and a critical threshold appears red. If you want to change the predefined value for a threshold, you can use a static threshold or a dynamic baseline threshold. By using a static threshold, you need to provide a numeric number here. And if you would like to use a baseline threshold, Simply put a check mark on the box right beside use threshold calculated from baseline data. A static threshold is a constant value you set for a threshold. For example, for warning thresholds, you might set the time for 500 milliseconds and the critical value to 1000 milliseconds. You should be familiar with the performance of the object to know what is reasonable value for a static threshold, while a dynamic baseline threshold uses deviations. Data for a statistics are collected for a week. In order for you to access the data and database settings, go to SAM settings. Under Global SAM settings, click on Data and Database settings. This is where you can set the baseline data collection. By default, it is pegged at 7 days. Data for a statistics is collected for a week and then used to calculate the mean and standard deviation. The warning and critical threshold values are defined as 2 and 3 standard deviations above the mean. For example, if the mean value for packet loss for a specific node is 0%, the warning threshold for packet loss would be 3% plus 2 standard deviations, and the critical threshold would be 4% or plus 3 standard deviations. The way baselines are calculated depends on the installed Orion Platform products. In Server and Application Monitor, baselines are calculated once. After data has been collected for a week, you can recalculate baselines on demand. Other Orion Platform products use dynamic moving baselines, which are constantly adjusting. Let's review the menus that we will be able to see when we click on SAM settings. First, scan nodes for applications. Selected nodes will be scanned for applications. This item, Manually Assign Application Monitors, allows you to select an application monitor template and assign it to nodes. You can only assign one template though per node, and if you need to assign multiple templates at once, you need to go through a different menu. Component Monitor Wizard. This is the easiest method to build your own templates, which is covered on a different uh, Server and Application Monitor class, namely building and implementing your custom application templates. Under Application Monitors, manage application monitors. Assigned application monitors are a collection of one or more component monitors treated as a monitoring group. With a group status, an assigned application monitor actively monitors a node. Application Monitor Templates. First menu under that would be Manage Templates. Application Monitor Templates are a group of component monitors that haven't been applied to a node. Apply the template to a node to create assigned application monitors. Change the template once and all the assigned application based on the template will inherit the change. Create a new template. Allows you to build application templates from scratch. This will be covered in the next class, Building and Implementing Your Custom Application Templates. If the Component Monitor Wizard was a wizard on how to help you create a custom template, you will create a new template link is a blank piece of paper where you build up the application template or the application monitor template that you'll be creating. Component monitors. Under component monitors, the first item that we see is the component monitor library. Allows access to component monitors. Component monitors are the building blocks of your SolarWinds server and application monitor. They monitor the status and performance of different aspects of an application. Manage assigned component monitors. Allows access to individual component monitors assigned to the nodes. Manage component monitors within templates. Allows access to component monitors included in templates, but that haven't been applied to a node. Under the Group section, we only have one link, Manage Groups. This particular menu allows access to groups which may contain other groups, nodes, and other interfaces. The application details view has only one link, which is Views by Application Type. Each application details view can use the generic application details view or a custom details view. Global SAM settings. There are three menus under Global SAM settings. First of which would be the credential library. The following credential can be used when a component monitor needs to run in the context of a user account or provide credentials to access information. For example, a WMI component monitor needs to run as a user to collect information, specify Windows account using the format domain \user account. Certificate credential library. The following credentials can be used when a component monitor needs to run in the context of a user account or provide credential to access information. We've already talked about data and database settings, but typically it contains settings for data retention of pulled data from application monitors. Your license summary. Your license summary contains the SAM license summary. You can view your license type and number of component monitors. And last but not the least, we have the TWAC community link. The TWAC community link has two items. The shared TWAC templates allows you to access and import application templates from TWAC. And the SAM TWAC forum routes you to the TWAC forum section for template exchanges. Let's move on to manage templates. Let's click on Assign Application Monitors. Listed in this particular page are assigned application monitors. Assigned application monitors are a collection of one or more component monitors treated as a monitoring group with a group status. An assigned application monitor activity monitors a node. If you're in the component-based licensing, you should be able to see how many components are licensed on this particular page. Let's click on Application Monitor Templates. Listed on this page are Application Monitor Templates. Application Monitor Templates are a group of component monitors that haven't been applied to a node. You can apply these templates to a node or group of nodes to create an assigned application monitor. You can change the template once, and all of the assigned applications based on this template will inherit the change. There are 250 plus application monitor templates available for them to use, covering most enterprise applications available in the market. It is also possible to import application monitors from the TWAC community forum. Under the shared templates on TWAC, application templates are listed and the name of the submitter is listed on this particular page. It is also possible to import a gaming application monitor out of the TWAC community forum. For this particular example, let's look for a Minecraft application template. There are currently two Minecraft application templates shared on the templates on TWAC. Any of the following templates can be imported back to the list of application monitor templates on your server and application monitor. If you plan to import any of the templates available in the shared templates on TWAC, it will ask you for your TWAC ID. Simply provide your TWAC ID before you import the shared templates in the TWAC community forum. At this point, let's look at an example of one of the out-of-the-box application templates available with Server and Application Monitor. Let's look for a Windows application template. There are currently 54 listed on my Server and Application Monitor. I have several copies of Windows Application Monitor templates. I have a copy of Active Directory 2016 Services Encounters, copy of Internet Information Service, I have a copy of Server Clock Drift and a copy of Windows Server 2019 Services Encounters. Let's look at this copy of Windows Server 2019 Services Encounters. Now, just a word of caution when you're trying to edit something from the list of application monitor templates. Make sure not to edit any of those out-of-the-box templates by itself. Make sure that you have a copy of those out-of-the-box templates, and you can do the edit of those out-of-the-box templates from the copy that you have created. If you do this, you are preserving your template or your blueprint. So if anything goes wrong with the copy of the application monitor templates that you've created, you have a way to go back to the original template as to what it would look like out of the box. Now let's pick this copy of Windows Server 2019 Services Encounters and let's click on Edit. The template name is displayed. It also says the template applied to, and this is applied to any application. The description of the template is listed here. It gives you tags as to what operating system, popular, Windows, and other tags related to this application template. You can pick between Custom Application Details View or use the summary. This is the default polling frequency assigned for this particular template. You can change the polling frequency, also the polling timeout assigned to this particular template. The advanced section allows you to choose the preferred polling method, whether agent or agentless. You can also turn off or on the debugging log. The number of log files to keep can also be set to X number of files that you would like to be kept. And the platform to run the polling job on needs to be chosen. Choosing an appropriate platform to run this polling job on causes not to poll the application if you're going to apply this particular template. Here are the component monitors included with this template. Each component monitors have its own thresholds. These thresholds are set out of the box. You can always override the thresholds if you need to, or use a dynamic baseline calculation. Any of the components listed under this particular template, you can change the credential for monitoring, whether inherit the credential from the node or use any of the stored credentials under the credential library. Different components may require different credentials before you can start monitoring them for a Windows Server 2019 node. You can multi-edit nodes. Nodes that have the same numeric value can be multi-edited at the same time. Just need to pick those components and click on multi-edit. You are able to multi-edit the numeric value for CPU threshold, physical memory threshold, virtual memory threshold, and all of these thresholds available for these several components. As long as the numeric values are the same, you can multi-edit several components at the same time. If the threshold is time-based, then you can multi-edit those time-based thresholds at the same time. Simply pick those components that have a time-based threshold, and you can multi-edit those statistics threshold to either use a static threshold or use a dynamic baseline threshold. You cannot multi-edit components having different numeric values, okay, whether for this particular component, and a time-based threshold. The multi-edit tab will not be available under the component monitors. You can also choose to add component monitors. For this particular template, you can pick several component monitors and click on Assign Credentials. In similar fashion where you assign credentials on individual component monitors. You can use the stored credential library to authenticate against those components on a Windows 2019 server. You can also test these components against a test node. You need to first set a test node to run against these components and click on Test, and it will return values if the components are available on that particular node. On each individual component, you can either enable the component or disable it. You also have the ability to enable multiple components or disable them. For example, these three components can be disabled at the same time. Now, if it comes a time that I need to enable them back on this particular template, I simply click on Enable. I also have the ability to delete these components. For individual components, you can rename those components to any tags or any name that you would like to reflect on the component that you're trying to monitor. If you are satisfied with the out-of-the-box template that you have edited and all of the values as well as the components, you can click on Submit. You can choose to assign this particular template, okay, the copy of Windows Server 2019 Services Encounters, to an individual node or a group of nodes. For this particular example, this has been assigned to a group of nodes. You get to see also the number of licensed components for this particular out-of-the-box copy or out-of-the-box template copy that we have made. Given that my license type is in a component licensing or component-based licensing, so I am deducted 13 licenses out of my component-based licensing. If I was on a node-based license, it doesn't matter the number of components assigned to an application monitor or this application monitor template. You can have multiple applications housed in one node and multiple components in each node or in each application. But your server and application monitor on a node-based license will count that as just one node to monitor and not per component.
To access the rest of this training series, log into your Customer Portal account at customerportal.solarwinds.com.